Okay, so here's some extra commentary on things I've noticed lately, a couple of things that will help clean up the situation. First of all, this is an angle versus distance lab for the Canon, and there's this stuff up here. And some of you might have seen this and couldn't delete it. You double click it, and it gives you access. What the thing is, it's in the header, and that's why it's appearing on both pages. It's kind of like the stamp at the top of every page. So you can either just delete it out of there or just go right here and say remove header. And that is step number one. Step number two to cleaning up these labs, I want to show what happens with the graph on some of your projects. You missed the commentary that I made about not having letters in the data table. You don't want to have any, you don't want to mix letters and numbers because you're having the computer draw the graph for you. So let me perform this. We're going from 0 to 90. It's angle versus distance. So let me pick, I can't go down to 0 degrees if I don't lift the pedestal at least 1 meter. So let's do that. And I guess we'll leave the initial speed at that. So very quickly, I'll try to get these numbers 8.13. 8.13. Now imagine if I put meters in there. This is what I'm trying to show you is what will happen to your graph. And by the way, when you're doing the angle here, it can be really tedious to get it to be to 10. If you put the mouse out here and lift it up and down, you have more chance of fine tuning the angle. So there's another piece of advice for you. Fire, and now it's 15.44. 15.44. Oh, and I got to remember to put meters. That's a mistake, and I'm trying to point out what will happen if you make that mistake. So let's go out here to 20. Fire. I'm going to have to zoom out. That's this tool up here. 2369. 23.69 meters. And keep going. Now we go to 30. Fire. 30.24. 30.24 meters. Go to 40. Fire. 3368 meters. Once again, I'm putting M in here as a mistake because this is a non-example of what to do. It's going the other way now. 3334. 3334 meters. And continuing on, now we go to 60. Fire away. 2917 meters. And moving on. 2155. 5 meters. 80. 1147 meters. And one more. 90 should be 0. It'll just come straight back down. 0 meters. Okay, so now I'm going to hold shift because the cursor's over here, and I'm going to hold shift so it grabs all that, copy, and then I'll go file, make a new spreadsheet, and then I'll paste this in here. Paste. And I'm going to swipe across the top, and resize the columns. This is not necessary, but I much prefer center. Okay, so we have this data table selected. We say insert chart. And I hope it gives me an error because, yeah, so we got a straight line and that's not good. Delete that out. And what you need to do is get rid of the letters. Not that straight lines are necessarily a mistake, because sometimes it does turn out to be a straight line. The only reason it alerts me when I am grading your paper and I see that is that I know that this should be an arc, because that's the way the relationship between the angle and distance should be. So I've deleted out the M's, and now I create the chart and we get what we're supposed to. Okay, so that, and then, just to follow up, if you're unfamiliar with how to do this, you copy that and go back to here and paste it right there. Say unlinked. You can leave it linked if you want, but I would also wonder if I can just grab this row, this portion, and replace this so I don't have to get rid of the M's manually again. Yeah, perfect. So that should help clean up your problems with the graph. And I would go in and alter this because I like to have the independent versus dependent. So that would just be a matter of going in here and hitting edit and playing with those values and stuff. But all in all, this graph is complete as it is. So it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.